when it arrives. So all of that, goes into that.
It's powerful how you speak about that because there are times that, you know what I mean? I mean, I know we're on question, but there's times you want to give up because it's
Yeah.
so hard.
It's not for the weak. I've said it before. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. If you like comfort and you like predictability and you're cool with just getting a paycheck and clocking out and not worrying about it, good for you. But if you are, go big or go home kind of person, and you've got like more in you, that you feel that you have more to give, more to contribute, you know, then keep doing it. Try it. And you will get knocked on your tail. And then you get up again, build better, build stronger, listen to the feedback. You're going to get knocked out again. You get up, strap your boots on, tighten your belt, put the helmet on, go again, and keep going again and again.
Thank you. Sarah, did you get your answer?
I did. Thank you so much. That was very powerful.
All right, Emma.
Hi, I hope you can hear me. I know it might be a little bit loud, but you said you've expanded into 65 countries. I wanted to know like where you wanted to outreach next, and if you do, is there like any specific details of like what makes you pick a country over another, like for priority reasons?
So, okay, now when we use the word expanded into other countries, I wanna add clarity to that. So, for example, the community in Indonesia, for example, we would do virtual programming and we make sure that um, we share all the tools and all the programs that we use, the curriculum and such, so that teachers and educators can carry on in their own ecosystem. Our programming tends to be the first exposure that many of our students as well as educators have had. Majority of the educators that reach out to us to provide programming are are not technologists at all. And so they learn alongside the students. It ends up becoming like this whole combination of like joint learning. And so that's how we've like expanded. And every country has its own challenges. Disability is still a very highly stigmatized community. In fact, it is the one community that still has the highest level of discrimination and bias in this country and in the world. I mean, I remember that, so we've done hackathons in partnership with Google. And last hackathon that we did, there was a student from India who participated. So Hacking for Accessibility is a community event. We'll have college students and we'll have people from the disability community and we'll have technologists from, other corporations and stuff. And it's like this whole beautiful thing. And it's more like an ideathon. But so that student that was from India was so overwhelmed. I found him in a corner crying. And I said, "What happened?" And he had never been exposed to blind people walking with canes and deaf people communicating in sign language and people in wheelchairs. And he was never raised to see them as equal contributors. And if anything, it had a very like negative connotation. And I said, "So, what's the problem?" And he's like, "I don't know how to save them." And I said, "Nobody's looking for you to save them. I mean, did you see the judges on our panel? By the way, they were all representatives of the disability community. They were CEOs, they were the head of departments, they were directors. I mean, they're badasses in every way. Our keynote speaker is a blind technologist founder. I mean, nobody's looking for you to save them. If anything, they may be the ones saving you. I mean, it was just like, and that's only one of like thousands of stories. But I mean, but this is the thing. It's like, there's just a really, it is still like very stigmatized, you know. So, but yeah, but that's how we have like, that's how we landed in like all these like other countries.
Thank you. Next, Elizabeth. I think it's Elizabeth.
Hi. Okay, so you talked about how AI was a really powerful equalizer, but also that access policy and like real user needs are often overlooked. So I'm gonna ask from your experience, what's the biggest mistake that people make when designing these AI solutions for under-reserved communities?
Oh, that's easy. Not building with the community. I mean, there's a saying, there's a motto, especially in the disability community, but I would say that that anthem applies to all communities that are disenfranchised, which is that nothing for us without us. So if you are going to build, like it's just such an arrogance to say, I'm going to build a tool for those kinds of people because I'm going to save them. It's like assuming that their lived experiences don't mean anything, but somehow because you are walking, talking, and privileged, that you are in a position to save another community without that knowledge, without that deep lived experience. And so the solution is always to build with the community, gain knowledge on a topic, immerse yourself, become obsessed with it. So then you will understand. The problem is that you have a handful of companies that are leading the charge in this. And we all know that there's a huge ethical dilemma, happening with the way things are being scraped from the internet. They're building these large language models, just scraping things, poaching things from websites and blogs and stuff without even looking at and doing the diligence that is this even accurate? Is this even true? Does this even make sense? You know, and and it's like it's just a really big problem. Like if you there was that leading researcher out of MIT. Her first name was Joy. She's the founder of the algorithmic justice initiative, and she did a study on, so she's originally African descent. She's like first generation American. Okay. And she was testing out AI facial recognition technology and found out that if you are not white, the inaccuracies of people of color in that AI facial recognition technology had a huge failure rate, gigantic. And all of this research is discovered by a woman of color, and it was already being deployed in police stations and city cameras and things like that. Like, I mean, it's like the biggest scandal ever. And she's given a lot of talks, and I urge you to like look her up. I mean, just like incredible spokesperson on that topic. But then there's another example where my colleague from My Face is a national organization on people born with craniofacial differences. So say you had a cleft palate, or maybe your face was born not symmetrical, and people, just all kinds of things. I don't know if you read that book, Wonder, if you saw the movie Wonder. So that's craniofacial differences. So this woman was talking about going through the airport, oh, no, 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 getting her license at the DMV. and they were using AI technology for her new updated like license picture. And because her face is not like symmetrical, she kept failing. And they had her do it again and again and again for what should have been a 2 minute process, ended up being 40 minutes until they called the manager of the DMV, meanwhile, completely diminishing and insulting the hell out of her. And then the DMV manager finally had to override the system. So there's so many examples of that. So many examples of that. I mean, I could go on and on, but there's big problems with it. And those are only the ones that we know about. What are the ones that we don't know about that nobody's going to write a blog or put a Facebook post on it or, a video vlog or go on Substack? I mean, what are the ones, the stories that we don't know and people are going home feeling more crushed by how inaccessible the world is?
Thank you. I think it's Aiden.
Yeah, so I was just curious, when you were starting Deaf Kids Code, what was the most surprising challenge you ran into or something you didn't expect?
There were several things. The first thing was that um, um, how little uh, companies cared that I thought would care, because everybody's talking about, oh, we don't have enough people skilled in this, or oh, we don't have enough of that. How many STEM grants we would get rejected on time and time again. I mean, how little value the rest of the world sees a cause like this. That was the first bomb blast. And then the second one was seeing how little anybody around me cared. Like, I mean, I thought, oh, these are my friends. They're going to care. They don't care. Like, they just don't care. And so I learned that this is a journey of one. And it's like, starting a pilgrimage with just yourself. And the pilgrimage starts with one person. And then little by little, people join your pilgrimage, and maybe you're walking alone for a year. And now two people have joined your pilgrimage and say, oh, this is the right thing to be evangelizing. You are right. Then you walk a third year. Now you've got 5 people. Now you got 7 people. Now you got 20 people. Now you have 80 people. Now you have 100 people. But the pilgrimage is party of one.
Yep.
And it is a mental fortitude that takes you the distance. But there is a lot to be said about the laws of attraction. And when you are so steady and so secure with what you are doing, you are unapologetic about what you are building. You find a way, and the universe aligns in your favor. It just does.
I'm a witness of that too. It does. I love when you say journey of one. That's what it is. You
Yeah.
have to get comfortable going solo.
Yes.
You have to get
Yes.
comfortable for a season. Thank
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Allison. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something else?
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I was wondering when you were starting up your business, how did you learn to communicate with people who could never understand your perspective? Like you had a deaf son, how did you learn how to communicate with people who didn't understand what it's like to live with someone with a disability?
Um, well, first of all, I don't spend much time on people that are not believers. Um, it's like if you don't have that like wiring in you, no amount of energy is going to bring you to the table. Like it shouldn't be that hard. That shouldn't be that much of a selling point when you're talking about human beings and capitalizing on human potential. Like if you're not a believer, then, and that does require a certain amount of arrogance. But I am defiantly arrogant when it comes to that the human potential has no, there's no, um, that the sky is the limit. And if you don't believe in this, I'm not going to spend time convincing you. Like you have to meet me where I'm at to a certain point. If you are interested, then I will school you. Like I will, there's no shortage of energy in sharing and evangelizing this information and knowledge and this principle. But I will not blow time and energy because you're going to see that there is a limitation of a human being's bandwidth. And you realize that you have to be very greedy with where you invest your time. And you do not keep digging in the road to nowhere. Like, and sometimes, it's like, oh, you don't believe what I'm doing? You'll watch me from the distance and then you'll see. So it's one of those things. And then they may circle back and say, "Oh, tell us, wait," and then so sometimes you just have to create that, through time and investment and proof, and all of those things but you just have to really be thoughtful of like who you're selling this idea to and are they your believers? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I
You're
had a
on
question.
you're on mute. Atiba, you're on mute.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I was over here. I had to cut my mute on. I was like screaming and hollering. But anyway, because I'm a believer. Yes. So, all right. So William is next.
Hi, how you doing? I was
Hello.
curious because your services are free. How do you fund your operation? How do you go about fundraising?
So fundraising is a torturous process, William, especially now. We're in a time that has gone. So the problem in this country and policies is that it goes one extreme, then it goes to the other extreme, then it goes to the other extreme, then it goes to the other extreme, and then nobody benefits ever. It's like it's just we all keep losing. That the way that like even these like grants, especially if they're like federal or state funded, now they have algorithms in them that if you have like we have like 60 words that we cannot use in a grant. Disability, death, inclusion. We cannot use the word equity. We cannot use the word accessibility. Like it is crazy. This is like so dystopian, like the world we're living in right now, that you cannot use those words in a grant or you'll automatically be disqualified. You get a rejection like almost instantly. So imagine the unintended consequences of that. I mean, if you're trying to help like, the town you live in where all the industries have left. So they're not disenfranchised. Then what do you call them? You call them privileged? What do you call them? You call, you say that now all these factories are being automated and we have to reskill our population and community. What do you call them? Even if they're not disabled, even if they're not of other like communities, they're part of the majority community, but still there's a title. They still fit in like certain elements, low income, historically under invested in. I mean, it's just like it's crazy, so funding is very tough. And we don't do fancy offices. We have 1099 employees. They all have like, other jobs because we try to have our facilitators to be role models that are technologists, that are like engineers, because seeing is believing. And so we run a very, very lean operation. We just run it as lean as possible. The reason we've been able to persevere, not having a high amount of like investment is because of partnerships and collaboration. So, and these are things that you have to like think creatively of. So if I see like a company doing like cool things, like I'll add like an employee on my LinkedIn and then I'll message them and I'll be like, hey, like, you're doing this, and wow, like my students would love to learn that. Do you have like an employee resource group that is for people with disabilities, or is your content accessible? Have you had it checked and things like that? And so you find ways of like engaging people that otherwise wouldn't even think about and so so the hustle is ongoing. The hustle is ongoing. But yeah, so it is complex. It has been complex and it hasn't gotten easier. Not at all. If anything, it's gotten like more brutal.
So we got the last couple of minutes, but I want to ask Alicia to ask one question, and then we'll the other three questions I'll send to you and I'll post on my announcement board, if that's okay. It's just three more questions though. But all right.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What are steps that you would recommend to develop a social enterprise? And if you could start over again, would you do anything differently?
No, I wouldn't do anything differently. Um, Not that it was easy, not that it was smooth, and not that it wasn't hard. Um, but it was, because when you start, you're constantly reiterating. You're looking at what worked, what didn't work. And even till today, we still are very quick to pilot and experiment with curriculum and new teaching methods and things like that. So we are always like going through these sprint cycles of like trying this out, trying that out, figuring out what worked, what didn't work. And it's an ever evolving process. You have to be comfortable approaching people. You have to be comfortable, coming up to strangers. You have to be comfortable introducing yourself. That is the biggest part of when you're dealing with human beings and you're, trying to initiate something that's going to impact human beings. You have to let all that ego and inhibition go. And you have to, keep shooting your shot.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Do anybody have a last question or anything before we go? Okay. Well, can we say thank you to our special guest? This was really powerful, and thank you. I so appreciate you. Every time I hear you talk, I mean, it's just, you're very inspirational. So can we give her some thumbs up? Yeah, some claps in the chat.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. This was really good.
I hope it planted some seeds for all of you, motivate you. Again, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to stay in touch with all of you. Your success is my success, so keep going.
And she means that when she says it. So, if you want to connect, please connect with her. So I'm so excited to see the project starting on Wednesday. And I'm just excited to see what you all built and designed. Those that have me before, we didn't have any draft, but I'm sure that you all are doing a great job on your projects. And really, I just want to hear the story. I want to be moved in your presentation. So remember that. I want to know about the person, I'm just making this Luna in Guatemala who works on a farm, and her farm is being taken because she has no rights because her husband died. I want to know those different stories, and I want to be moved. So remember, please, the best grades are the grades that move me and that has all the components of the paper. So I so look forward to your projects. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget to bring your hard copy, because remember, no hard copy, no presentations.
Oh, what's with that? What's with that? Nobody owns printers anymore.
Oh, they're gonna have to go to
A
the library.
keybook.
I'm old school. So don't forget. But I'm just excited. I'm excited. So just be prepared to have a lot of fun in class on Wednesday, and really just to hear the presentations and all the work that you put in. I'm so proud of all of you and those that were in my class before. Thank you for signing up for this second part two and being my guinea pig so I could test it out. I'm so grateful for all of you. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. But while you was my guinea pigs, I hope you had a good time. Hope it wasn't a bad experience for you. Hope it was a good experience. But thank you, everybody. You have a good day, and thank you again. I'll see you on Wednesday, and thank you, Shireen. I will see you again, my friend. Yes.
You again,
And
sooner than
I don't know,
later.
every year you look younger and younger to me. So I don't know whatever you're doing.
Oh God, it's the attitude.
Yes. So I so appreciate you. So thank you.
It's a good colorist and attitude. That's all you need in
That's
life.
all I need.
That's
Okay.
all you need. It's all you need.
Well, thank you again. I will see you again soon. But thank you so much. All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. All right. Thank y'all. I will see y'all later. Please work hard. I know y'all going to do a great job, so I'm excited. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Get some food. Go eat. Go watch a movie. Well, don't watch it if you have homework, but rest. Okay. All right, everybody. See you later. Bye bye.